God says that he regretted making human.
So this creator says that if God is all-knowing and then he regretted making humanity in Genesis chapter 6, that seems like a contradiction. The question is, how do we answer this as Christians? And I think it lies in how we understand the terminology used in Genesis chapter 6. While the term can mean regret, it really means deeply grieved. And God was grieved because humanity was destroying itself. Something to note here is that the Bible nowhere ever says that God sent the flood because he was angry. Instead, it says that God was grieved deeply. So God used the flood to judge the world, but not to just get rid of everybody, but rather to save humanity. As I mentioned already, God was grieved because humanity was destroying itself. The flood was a judgment to put an end to all of the violence that was happening. And we see that after the flood, the very first thing Noah does is he plants a vineyard, and then we see him getting drunk. And the point here is to show that humanity is still not perfect. But after the flood, humanity is no longer heading towards its ultimate demise. Now, going back to the idea of regretting or being grieved, we often think or often act like God, being a perfect being, can't have emotions. But God is described all throughout Scripture as an emotional being. In fact, Jesus expresses a lot of emotions in his public ministry. Unlike humans who often lose control of their emotions, God is always rightly in control of them. He expresses his emotions properly. He expresses them accurately and completely. So there's no contradiction between being all-knowing and expressing emotion. God can have emotion, bring judgment, and use that judgment to bring about restoration.